Hello guys and welcome back to our countdown to Christmas. It's now the 9th of December and we've got another video for you. We're doing daily videos right up until Christmas Eve with our Necrons vs Tyranids theme. So today we're going to be looking at our combined top 10 best units from the two codexes, from the Tyranids Codex and the new Necrons Codex, and we're not including characters within this list, otherwise it will just be completely dominated by Catan, Technomancers, Death Leapers and so on. I wanted this video to be about the other units. So yeah, also a little disclaimer, at the time of filming this, I've still not got the points cost. I know it is the 9th of December, I know the Necron Codex is out today, and I've probably actually already got it, but as I'm filming this, it's not actually the 9th. A bit of smoke and mirrors for you, a little bit of YouTube. I'm filming this much earlier in advance. So, let's get into the top 10. We're starting with the Tyranid unit in our 10th place. We've gone with the Exocrine. Now the Exocrine for 135 points, which is a bargain if you ask me, with toughness 10, 14 wounds and a 3+ armor save. That's a lot of points, well, it's a lot of bang for your buck really. Bioplasmic cannon is the main thing here, heavy and blast, d6 plus 3 attacks at 36-inch range as well. Strength 8 minus 3 AP, 3 damage. His ability unlocks hit rolls over 1 army wide for a selected unit that he actually hits at range. I think he's a bit of a beast. I mean, that rerolling hit rolls over 1 at range could work really well with Zone Throats, for example. One of their downfalls is their actual hit rolls, but a very solid option, and he's going to be number 10. Number 9, we're moving over to the Necrons. Necron Immortals. These guys are badass, this codex. They're really good. They had to make the top 10, but purely because I don't know exactly what the points are, I couldn't raise them too much. But if they are the same points or less, they should go up. But these guys should definitely be on the top 10. So Necron Immortals, they reroll wound rolls over 1 naturally, potentially all wound rolls against an enemy unit or an objective. Now with the new detachment of Canoptek Corp with a Cryptek involved, they can be within the power matrix to reroll hit rolls over 1, potentially all the hit rolls within the power matrix. So they're rerolling all the hit rolls, they're rerolling all the room rolls. You stick a Plasmancer in there, it's critical hits on a 5+. With their Tesla option that has the assault keyword with sustain hits 2. You've got a stratagem for devastating wounds in there. Maybe you want a Chronomancer so you can do all that stuff, shoot, and then actually move again with the Chronomancer and a -1 to hit them. The Obeisance Phalanx is another good detachment with an Overlord in there for a +1 to wound a selected target. But ideally I would go back to the Canoptek Court, take a Chronomancer and take the Overlord with a new Translocation Shroud, so that you got the move or advance 6 inches through enemy models and terrain, shoot with Tesla, because you've advanced but it's assault, and then move again. That's the combination right now. Take a deep breath because that was a lot. Right, number 8. We're sticking with Necrons, we've gone with the Canoptek Doomstalker. Toughness 8, 12 wounds, 3 up, 4 up. Only 135 points again. In fact, we did a video on the second Doomstalker vs Exocrine. It outshot the Exocrine. Doomsday Blaster, again, blast and heavy. D6 +1 attacks, hit on 4s, strength 14, minus 3 AP, 3 damage. He can overwatch on a 5+ if you're doing the fire overwatch stratagem. And going back to that Canoptek Court detachment, if you're in your power matrix, you can reroll all your hit rolls. So that BS of 4, doesn't matter if you're rerolling, right? That's my number 8. Let's move into number 7. We're going back to Tyranids. It's the Gargoyles. The Gargoyles, I think, they could have probably gone up a bit here. They probably could have gone up. They're one of my go-tos. It's mainly about their speed. They've got the 12-inch movement with Deep Strike on top of that. They've got the Vanguard Onslaught keyword, so they can be popping in from turn 1 with Deep Strike because of the Seeded Brood stratagem. You can put them back into reserves with the Invisible Hunter stratagem, the Unending Wave stratagem if you're using the Unending Swarm because they've got the Endless Multitude keyword. So you can be bringing an entire unit back from the dead, which is nasty. They're not doing much in melee, but at range they are strength 5, and you can have 20 in a unit. 20-man unit is 150 points. And you can take a Winged Tyranid Prime with them for sustain hits 1 as well. But yeah, a great unit for your scoring, Deep Strike, 12-inch move. In fact, I forgot about their ability, Winged Swarm. After they've actually shot, they can make a normal move up to 6 inches, which I think is great. I think it's really good. When you've already got a 12-inch movement or Deep Strike, going on another 6. I mean, if you think about this, right, let me just break this down. You Deep Strike in 9 inches away from enemy models. You find a gap where you've shot and you move 6 inches forward, so you actually start putting toes on objectives. With OC2, maybe you steal an objective from Deep Strike without even charging. That's good, really good. Number 6, we're sticking with Tyranids. It's the Neurolictor. Neurolictor is a massive damage amplifier unit, and it also has Shadow in the Warp, but it's got loads of core abilities: Infiltrators, Lone Operative, Stealth. It can force Battle Shock. It's a -1 to your hit roll if you fail Battle Shock. It's a +1 to wound army-wide for your units against that Battle Shock unit within 12 as well. His melee attacks have got precision, he's got an invuln save, all this for 65 points. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Coming in at number 5, we've got a Necron unit, one of my favourites for Necrons, the Lokhust Heavy Destroyers. Now I believe they've had a slight buff and a slight nerf at the same time. I believe they're a little bit slower now, but they've had a buff with the weapon ability. I'll go over that in a moment. There's 2 profiles here, they're both really good. Most people go for the Destructors, which are strength 14, -4 AP, and the damage is a flat 6. Most people take them. I prefer the Exterminators. It's heavy, rapid fire 6, sustained hits 1, 6 attacks per destroyer. If you've got a 3-man unit, that's 18 attacks with sustained hits 1. Hitting on 2s with heavy. Strength 6, -1 AP, 1 damage. Now the ability, you get to reroll wound rolls of a 1. Used to be against infantry, now it's against anything non-monster and vehicle, so that will include mounted as an example. So when you're considering all the sustained hits and you're hitting on 2 sustained hits, in fact we forgot rapid fire, it's not 18 shots. If you're within rapid fire, bang, it's actually 36 shots. 36 shots with sustained hits 1, rerolling wound rolls of a 1. It's a nasty combo and gets rid of most things within rapid fire range. I used to stick the Veil of Darkness relic on a Lokhust Lord, because then you could literally pop in within rapid fire range and obliterate a unit. But the Ghost Destructor also has the rerolls of 1 to wound against monsters and vehicles, but that is their select target. Really good. They are actually probably one of our better, if not our best, anti-tank weapons. And the Exterminators are anti kind of everything. Not so much against monsters and vehicles, but they can literally do work on them. So that is my number 5. We're sticking with Necrons. We're going on to number 4 with the Tomb Blades. Tomb Blades have had some buffs this codex. So they've got their movement of 12 inches, which makes them really good. They've got Scout 9 inch, which makes them really good. But their ability has actually changed. It used to be a -1 to hit, I think. As soon as they've shot, they can make a normal move up to 6 inches. Very similar to the Gargoyles. So they've also got that in play. They don't have Deep Strike, but they've got Scout 9 inch. But they've got a lot of firepower. There's 3 different weapons. The part called Beamers with Blast Devastating Wounds, Strength 6. Twin Gauss Blasters or Twin Tesla Carbines. And then their War Gear abilities of Nebuloscope for ignoring cover, Shadow Loom for stealth, and Shield Veins for a 3+ armor, and a move of 8 inches. It goes down in terms of their movement. So that is a slight nerf if you do take the Shield Veins. But I would rather take the Shadow Loom, I think. Stealth is definitely good. And of course, their Toughness 5 with 2 wounds as well. Don't forget, Gargoyles are Toughness 3 with 1 wound. So that's number 4. Number 3, back to Tyranids. It's a secondary scoring unit. It's the Biovore. Is just brilliant. I know it's 75 points per model, but they just almost guarantee you the right secondaries that are hard to get. The ones that are in the far distance, they're still a top tier unit. I mean, if they've got an ability where they can, instead of using their Spore Mine Launcher as a ranged attack, they can instead, anywhere on the battlefield, 48 inches, that is 9 inches away from enemy units, they can create a Spore Mine for every model in this unit. So if you've got a unit of 3 Biovores, you create a unit of 3 Spore Mines. Ideally, you separate these models into 3 units so you can create 3 separate Spore Mines. And what these Spore Mines can do is they score you your secondaries. It could be engage on all fronts, deploy teleport homers, investigate signal behind enemy lines. And they're just good for blocking up space as well, because if you do get near them, they explode. They force mortal wounds. They make you suffer mortal wounds. So this is a really good unit. You hide it in your backfield, anti-deep strike kind of unit, but also has that 48 inch launch of a Spore Mine, and you're shooting, of course, after you've actually seen your cards. Great unit. Really good unit. Number 2, Haruspex. Number 2 is the Haruspex. Now, the Haruspex is an absolute beast. 125 points is cheap. It's cheap. Toughness 11, so it's better toughness than the Exocrine. 14 wounds, 3+ armor. It's got precision on its range attack. It's got 14 attacks with its Ravenous Maw, strength 7 -1 AP, 2 damage. It's then got 4 extra attacks with the Shoveling Claws, which is strength 14, but it's 2 AP, D6 +1 damage. This is an absolute bully of a unit. Throw it into the no man's land. Anything on an objective, he's going to destroy it. He's going to eat it. With the Grisly Spectacle ability, if he destroys any models in the fight phase, any enemy unit around him within 6 inches must take a Battle Shock test. Nice. I think 125 points, you're getting a lot there for your points. Number 1, this used to be where the Lich Guard used to go, and then in the previous edition to that, it used to be where the Scarabs used to go. Not this time. This is 10th edition. Things have changed. Things have moved on. I wouldn't have said this in the index, because in the index, this unit stank. But now, they're good. And it's the Canoptek Wraiths. The Canoptek Wraiths can now be led by a leader, which is the Technomancer. That Technomancer provides a 5+ feel no pain save and can also heal a model D3 lost wounds in the movement phase. This all happens after reanimation protocols as well, don't forget. So these Wraiths are moving 10 inches, they're fast. Toughness 6, they're tough. 3+ armor with a 4+ Immortal save. They're durable, now with a 5+ feel no pain save from the Technomancer. Very durable. 4 wounds apiece because they now have an extra wound. Very, very durable. They've got a choice of range attacks. I think the Particle Caster is my preferred option because you can shoot into engagement range with devastating wounds. But they're all about the melee, really. You go anti-infantry with the Whip Coils or anti-infantry / elite with the Vicious Claws. These guys are working wonders. I mean, in the Waken Dynasty, +1 to hit because there's a leader in the unit for command protocols. But really, Canoptek Core, that's the one to go to. If they're in the Paramatrix, they're rerolling all the hit rolls, or just rerolling the hit rolls over 1 if they're not. The Technomancer could take an enhancement such as the Dimensional Sanctum to make them have infiltrators. You can have devastating wounds on the unit with another stratagem. Or better yet, you can make them untargetable outside of 12 inches with the counter-temporal shift stratagem. All because they got the Canoptek keyword. So these are now the new go-to unit for Necrons, and I believe they are the best unit combined. Now, some honourable mentions here, I couldn't really fit them in. Zoned Ropes. I really wanted to put Zoned Ropes in, I just couldn't get them past the Exocrine. Maybe it could have taken the place of the Exocrine. Couldn't see it. Then you're arguing with the Doomstalker. I don't think it takes the place of the Immortals, Gargoyles, Neurolictor. Because they're also quite expensive as well. That's the problem, they're quite expensive. But anyway, that's my top 10 for non-character units within the 2 codexes. Let me know yours. Let me know what I've got right or got wrong. In your opinion, of course, this is purely just opinion, guys. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the 10th of December.